This language right here is not Arabic. It's actually Chinese. Yeah, if you look at the back of this letter, it's actually signed off with Chinese characters. And that's because this was written by Chinese Muslims using the Arabic script to write Mandarin. Now you might be thinking, oh, these are the Uyghur people, but actually no, this is a completely different ethnic group. These people are actually ethnically Han Chinese and classified as such in China, but their roots are extremely interesting. You see, they're actually the descendants of Arab and Persian merchants that used to come to China during the Tang Dynasty for the Silk Road trade. These merchants and traders intermarried with the local Chinese women and they passed down their religion and customs. The even crazier part is there's another subgroup of the Chinese Muslims that fled China during the 1800s and they use Cyrillic for their script. And they speak a language that's like 1800s Chinese. But why? These people are actually called the Hui people, and there's over 10 million of them roughly around northwest China. Today, most Hui people speak Mandarin Chinese and have Chinese names. Also a fun fact, a lot of their surnames are actually Ma, which means horse. But this is because it was the closest thing to the name Prophet Muhammad. Genetic studies show that Hui people are actually around 6.7% Middle Eastern, and that's because of the Arab traders as well as Persian traders that came during the Tang Dynasty, as well as when the Mongols ruled over China, they brought over Persians, Arab people, as well as Central Asians into that region. Now back to the script. The script is actually called 小耳经, which means children's or little kids script. You might be wondering, why is it called children's script? And the reason is pretty interesting. Basically, back in the day, little Hui kids would go to madrasas or Muslim schools to learn about the Quran and also learn classical Arabic. And they spoke Chinese, but they didn't know how to write Chinese characters because that stuff is genuinely hard AF. So they used Arabic to write Chinese, and that's how 小耳经 or children's script was born. We fast forward a couple hundred years and it gets even crazier. Basically, during the 1800s, the Qing dynasty or the ruling dynasty of China was on fire. Ethnic tension, starvation, corruption, you name it. And the Hui people rose up against the Qing dynasty. This is going to be extremely oversimplified, so please bear with me, but there was two huge rebellions. One called the Panthay Rebellion, where this guy named Du Wenxiu, who was ethnically Han Chinese but felt for the Hui Muslim population since they faced persecution by the Qing dynasty government. He wanted to establish his own Islamic state in Yunnan called the Pingnanguo, which means Southern Pacified State, and this was their official seal for their kingdom. Unfortunately, they were unsuccessful and led to 2 million deaths. There was the Dungan revolt in Shanxi, Gansu, and Ningxia, and they were unsuccessful. And a lot of the Dungan people or the Hui people later migrated to Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. That's how we get the Dungan people who speak Dungan, which is basically 1800s Chinese, and they use Cyrillic. Pretty crazy.